This is my 1993 Mercedes 4Matic W124 300E 4Matic Estate, and I've had the car nearly 20 years, so I know it fairly well, and I've had a lot of work done over the years to it. The biggest major job was putting a new transfer box in, and I actually replaced the original transfer box, which was the one that was always causing problems for it, well, has been for everyone. And Mercedes apparently did a modification on it, and I bought one of these boxes. Cost about £3,000 plus all the extra work involved, and the car has been brilliant. Works really well, except a few weeks ago a problem developed. Now, if I just turn the ignition on, right, we've got a lot of lights here. Now, this is the 4Matic light. That tells you that the 4Matic system is engaged. I mean, it's not engaged, the engine isn't running at the moment, but when that comes on, it tells you that four-wheel drive is engaged. And this one down here tells you that there's a fault. Do it again. That one tells you there's a fault with the 4Matic system. So what was happening was, a few weeks ago, I mean, in normal driving, that light does not come on. It only comes on when the system has to engage four-wheel drive. But this light, which tells you there was a fault, that light was flickering just now and again. And then I noticed that every time it flickered, there was a clunking sound, a solenoid clunking sound that came from underneath the back seat, and that is where all the solenoids for the four-wheel drive system are contained. Now, I took the car out on the grass, and the four-wheel drive engaged. That light came on, it engaged, but after a few seconds, it stopped working. So there was an intermittent fault that stopped the four-wheel drive working, but it wasn't something that had stopped it altogether. So it worked, and then it didn't work, and then it worked, and it didn't work. And also, this flicking light, it only really came on when the car was idling, when it was ticking over. When I was driving, the warning light didn't flick at all. Now, we thought about this for a bit, and we decided that this sounds and looks like it could be a pressure problem. So in other words, when the pressure was low, or when I was using the four-wheel drive and I was using up pressure, that it wasn't engaging properly, the four-wheel drive, and it wasn't working, or the warning light was telling me that there was a low pressure. So we concluded that maybe one thing we should try, because we can't find any information on the system. Mercedes, the local Mercedes garages, of course, know nothing about the system at all. They refuse to give you any information. The forums on the internet have limited information. I mean, you read lots and lots of things that people say and about them, the problems they've had, and you can glean some good information about it. And from that, actually, we gleaned that maybe there was a problem with an accumulator. So I discovered that we could get a new accumulator for just over £100. So we ordered one, fitted it, though there's no information that we can find about bleeding the system or what you do. But anyway, we fitted a new one, and the result was everything's fine. It's back to normal. So I've got my fingers crossed, and I'm hoping that the accumulator was the problem, that this was a faulty accumulator now, so it wasn't holding enough pressure, and as soon as the pressure dropped a bit, the warning light came on, and also obviously the four-wheel wasn't engaging. So we'll just try it out now, and I'll show you here that it is working. So start the engine, lights have all gone out. so there's obviously no four-wheel drive. Now if I'm on wet grass, so if I force the car to have one of the wheels slipping at the back, it will instantly engage four-wheel drive and that light will come on. There we go. And it goes out. Comes on. Ooh. That's the ABS working. Now we'll try it again. There we go. Put it in reverse. Works really well. That is really good. No problem at all. No warning lights coming on. Four-wheel drive engaging when the wheel slips. And then it goes out. So, I'm breathing a sigh of relief now that I haven't got a problem with the box or anything that's too expensive. Fantastic.